Oh boy, we now own more of the world.
I hate that screen. I hate that screen so much. It's the laziest way to show, hey guys, Sonic's taking back part of the... But none of these areas look any different. Like, for example, if there was a city section where it was on fire, and then there was a later city section where maybe, like, I don't know, the fire was gone and there's some construction happening, like they're trying to rebuild it, it would work better.
I would have liked the idea, as I thought of this a little while ago, like a few days ago, was obviously there are different things going on, like you go to the city for Shadow and Chemical Plant to get data on stuff. What if they had done like almost a Mega Man X sort of thing, where at this point like 4 different paths open, and if you did something, like if you recruited Shadow, something would change in Chemical Plant or something. That could have been interesting.
It could have been, but Ryan, unfortunately, that would have required effort.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's what they did. I'm just saying that might have been an interesting mechanic, but...
Honestly, I think this entire story concept is more suited to, not to confuse this with the franchise of the same name, but it's more suited to an adventure game than a stage-by-stage platformer. Like there should have been some sort of explorative element and changing environments going around to at least
then it'd be Sonic Unleashed.
To at least give you a sense of what's going on in the world.
Well, I mean, also, to me, it's also like all these,
Yay! You are so happy to be here. You know what? I'm glad someone's having fun out of all of this.
Although, like Lewis, to go back to what you
great.
said, I think the fact that there's no. As you progress through the stage, there's the way with like SOS missions and various things. There's the kind of progression and as you said, what they want to do with the story. I mean, I'm sure like if Chronicles got a sequel like this could have worked for Chronicles, because Chronicles ends with Eggman taking over the world. This is the fucking.
So what you're saying? This is Chronicles sequel.
Sonic Forces is Sonic Chronicles 2.
I know we haven't talked about it yet, but am I the only one who likes the DDR Avatar music here?
Oh, I hate it. I hate the music. Oh God.
I love every one of the Avatar's levels when it comes to the music. They're just so
to me,
out of place.
again, to me, it's negligible. I don't really care
question,
about it.
do you like the soundtrack to Sonic R? Because this is like Sonic R for today's Sonic fans.
You know what? I haven't listened to it. I only know it because of memes, really. Like, I've never sat down and listened to the soundtrack to Sonic R. So if that doesn't make me a true Sonic fan, then oh no. I'm so hurt.
Oh no!
Yeah, for me, the most Sonic R soundtrack that I've listened to is memes and Radical Soda's introduction.
You know, I would have laughed at you for falling in that pit, but the 2D control for modern Sonic and the Avatar is so... It feels like simple jumps.
You mean you can't change? You mean you can't influence your direction at all in the air?
Yeah, simple jumps are so...
Jumping feels wrong in this game.
Jumping feels almost as wrong as it did in Unleashed. However, Unleashed didn't force you to use it quite nearly as much as in this game, so it winds up coming out worse.
So you're saying in this game Sonic forces you to jump?
You see, something about this game that also bothers me is that this game's 2D to 3D ratio is almost
Fuck that bridge!
I hate that bridge.
That fucking bridge!
That
fucking bridge.
You have to know that's coming.
That fucking bridge is the video game mechanic version of a jump scare. Because that fucking no one just murders you. That's fucking bullshit.
But you know, I completely lost my train of thought. God damn it.
I'm sorry.
Nope, it's gone. I forget. Whatever. It probably was dumb anyway.
Who cares?
I love that after you said, I forgot my train of thought, Knuckles popped up and just said, perfect!
Now, I kind of like this.
So time for historically accurate Japanese battles from whatever era it was in that 2005 PlayStation.
Oh, I remember now. This game is almost as 2D heavy as Sonic Colors is at points. And I'm not the only one who's still bothered by that, right? Like, can't a 3D Sonic game just be 3D? Do we have to have the 2D back and forth bullshit all the time?
The thing is, I don't have a problem with them doing the 3D 2D hybrid, but not in games where you have fucking a character who's just exclusively in 2D.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems
that was one of the complaints for Generations. Actually,
I feel like with this game especially, you could have it where like Classic is 2D, Modern Sonic is entirely 3D, and the Avatar can be a hybrid of both. You know.
There you go.
Yeah.
That could work.
Now, I like how Knuckles was all like, hey, keep that big mech busy. We can't let it get to the chemical plant. And your avatar just destroys it.
There's so many robots in this game that would have been decent boss fights if you actually fought them instead of having it be a cutscene. Like,
Quick time
you
event.
don't fight the upgraded Death Egg robots at all. Ever. And those were such a huge thing in the
Sonic now
promotions.
owns more of the world. And it's not free either. Sonic literally owns it all.
Well, you do fight the super monster of the week, Death Egg robot, but not the middle ground upgraded ones.
You know what I love? Do you remember? Do you remember when, like, when it was just filled, it was Green Hill, and some people were, whether you agree with it or not, some people were like, why are we getting rehashed levels again? And then it's like Chemical Plant's mentioned, and the Sonic Forces Defense Squad trademark restricted copyright. Well, like they only mentioned Chemical Plant. Don't worry, we're not gonna go there. And then we go there 7
literally
times.
called the Chemical Plant, yeah.
My favorite part of this whole thing, though, is that because classic Sonic stages are like the most direct rehashes, they actually just named the
Chemical Plant.
individual stages Chemical Plant, Death Egg, Green Hill.
It's
So
like-
you got
it's like
Green
New
Hill,
York, New
Green
York.
Hill.
Chemical plant, chemical plant.
Look,
Chemical
look,
Plant, Death Egg,
guys,
Death
you know
Egg.
what? You know what? For this one, this level here, as we're seeing here, would make, I think, a possible 3D Oil Ocean.
Yeah,
Before we
except
get
we
here,
got
let's
Oil
open and
Ocean
see-
again in Mania.
Yes, but Ted, I agree, but we've never seen it in 3D. So
Yeah.
in that
Yeah,
reg-
that's-
in that regard, like
For right-
I would have maybe just keep it all outside, give us some more, and then guys, TJ would be so happy. He
Yeah, but
loves Oil
who
Ocean.
cares?
This Chemical Plant zone borrows so many cubes from the Generations level, though.
Well, right now, my attitude towards after this game regarding rehash zones in general
Never again.
is
No.
Yeah.
it is no with a small asterisk that says unless the zone is A, over 15 years old, and B, has never been reused ever. Something like
Yeah.
Mystic Cave.
I will say, guys, the only
Wait, the purple chemical stuff doesn't damage you?
No,
Nope.
it messes. You see,
No.
it's one of the decent platforming. It's one of the decent platforming ideas in this game, though, where it like moves those. It moves the way that the things rotate, which would have been decent had it A, been in a classic Sonic stage, and B, the game's platforming actually mattered at all.
yeah, I agree with that. I agree with
spent this whole level dancing around them. Like
No, you can
expecting to-
go into it. It just pushes you down.
Yeah, so if you touch it while you're jumping between those bottomless pits, you will die, and I did several times. But yeah.
But no, if it's like that where it's over a grate, you can just run through it.
Yeah, there's a nice animation of Sonic like getting pushed down as he slowly
Yeah,
walks.
like that. Yeah.
But yeah, like you see, I really don't want rehashed stuff anymore, but I also don't know
Me
how
neither, but I'm at least going to give them at least something of an out in case they do for
Yeah, but-
stuff that's never been done.
Yeah, but
reused
I'm just
before.
like, I'm imagining, like, will I be able to not be a complete hypocrite if I see, like, Final Rush in HD?
Guys,
like, will I be able
guys.
to hold back? I don't know.
Guys,
We found the computer room.
found the
Yes,
computer
Garrett.
room. Okay, good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
There's your paycheck's in the mail, Gareth.
Yeah, it's about fucking
Shut
time.
down your YouTube
I have
channel.
a question. I have a question. At any point in this game, do you ever get a clothing item that is a fedora?
Pretty sure.
You get something close.
Because I know
Yes.
there's outfits that could complete the like LA Noir detective.
You
kind of.
get something close at least. Yes.
I know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. One of them is like a Jewish yarmulke, which I think's great.
Yeah.
Why can't Sonic characters be Jewish? All right. I don't fucking
Why not?
Thinking of
They-
when I have like the items, I make a black wolf that's dressed up like Dick Tracy or something.
Actually, that's the one thing I don't like about the avatar system. I wish you could customize the colors. Because sometimes there's a clothing
you have-
aspect that I really
yeah.
like and I want to wear, but it's not the right color for my
You have
character. and I'm
to,
just like,
you have to
ah.
unlock the alternate color version, which could be behind the dozens and dozens of missions, which are so hard, like boost in a Sonic stage. Slide.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a
It-
slide kick
it-
in this
it's kind
game,
of-
which is useless, but it's there.
It's kind of the same. It's kind of the same problem that I have in a game like the Final Fantasy or Xenoblade Chronicles X is probably a better one to point out because Final Fantasy 14 has a painting system.
Xenoblade Chronicles has a painting system too, if I remember correctly. At least the Wii one.
Does it?
The Wii one, I'm
Chronicles.
like 80% sure the Wii one does, but I haven't played that in like 7 years.
I feel like
so.
some clothing could and some couldn't. 'Cause I remember I wanted a red tie for my suit, but I couldn't get it.
My main point is, it's like, it's fine if you're gonna expect me to search around for a different colored version of a specific outfit if it's a 60-hour game and I know I'm gonna be spending that much time on it anyway. But this is a 4-hour game, so I don't want to spend that much time finding an alternate color version of a costume that I already have. Just give me a fucking color slider.
The game expects you to like max out your rank with every different type of avatar character, though. It's like some of those missions are like get metal honors with a wolf, a hedgehog, a bird, and it's like, dude, how much do you want me to replay this game? Like,
yeah,
Zero.
but that takes a surprisingly like short time. Like, I maxed out my hedgehog before I was a third of the way through the goddamn game. Granted, that was partly because I was going back into levels to do missions, but like you get experience points for the classic Sonic and modern Sonic stages too. So,
this Death Egg Zone sucks, for the record.
Yes, it does.
It's the Sonic and Knuckles Death Egg, which wouldn't be out of place in Generations if it were a thing, but
I wanted to
again,
love
it's-
this level because I love
Yeah,
this level
I
in
did
Sonic
too,
and Knuckles,
because-
but the control.
yeah, it's like I want to like this stage too.
Also, hi, Loopy Loos.
They're really lame looking.
And you know, they are going a certain distance toward making it. Oh, but there is one difference between this and the original Death Egg Zone. You can't cheese your way past these goddamn. Well, they don't.
Actually,
reverse the
I was about to say,
direction.
actually, you
can't
can.
cheese your way past these heat panels because of the way falling down works.
Actually,
it
you
takes
can.
too long to get up.
No, you actually can. I have done it.
It takes too goddamn long to get up, though. Like, you got maybe about half a second to move before you
Well,
take damage
someone's
again.
lying.
I don't know which one it is.
Insert tails.
No, see, they deliberately made it take longer to get up so that the avatar could have a special Wispin ability that makes it not take longer to get up. It's one of those things where they created a power-up by gimping something in the default gameplay.
Also, this stage has Contra Syndrome. There are parts where you go up, and then if you fall...
This game has Contra Syndrome.
Yeah, but if you go up, in this level specifically is where I noticed it, if you go up to a higher area and then fall, there's just a bottomless pit there, even though you should be falling into lower parts of the level again.
Knuckles said, the Death Egg is starting to crumble. Why?
Wow.
What did they do?
We just ran.
I also love how you spend like 3 levels trying to turn off the power in the Death Egg, and then the power's on in the Death Egg when you get there. Like, the writing in this game, mwah, beautiful.
My favorite part about the level, though, is how they just give you an invincibility at the end so they can have you run through a bunch of badniks for free points at the very end. Stop doing that. They do that in every classic stage where there's this pointless set piece right before the goalpost.
Wow, that explosion effect is terrible. Jeez.
Ted. It's a special edition of the Death Egg blowing up. The original version of the Death Egg blowing up was way more impressive.
Adventure 2's crappy-ass CG had better-looking explosions, and that's saying something.
Well, that's because they were pre-rendered.
Yeah, this is also pre-rendered, though. This is a pre-rendered scene. You guys were talking about this. Every cutscene without the avatars technically pre-rendered.
Yeah,
Yep.
they are. It's especially obvious on my monitor. You probably won't notice it if you're on the Switch or if you're playing on a 720p television.
Or watching
but on
this
a
YouTube
1080p
video.
screen, it's like every cutscene without the avatar is suddenly low res and compressed.
Oh, look,
Yeah,
there's some
they
potential
are.
rift growing between Eggman and Infinite. Is anything going to come from this? No!
They kind of set it up like Infinite's gonna betray Eggman, but Eggman betrays Infinite, and it's like, okay,
But
that's a cool role
Eggman,
reversal.
Eggman doesn't
but-
really betray Infinite. Infinite loses,
Infinite
and then
loses
Eggman's just
before.
like, oh, okay.
I guess I need to use Phantom Movie for something.
Yeah.
So,
But by the way, guys, we now own space.
guys,
He
question.
sucks them into
How
a
does,
device and uses them to power a robot. How is that not betrayal?
guys, how does destroying the Death Egg gain us 26% more of the Earth back?
Because we own space now.
Yeah,
Okay,
but that
fair
shouldn't give a... You see, I hate this game's plot because the way the Phantom Ruby works is confusing and poorly explained. Because the Phantom Ruby is like powering Eggman's stuff, but there's also a power source for the Phantom Ruby, which is the Death Egg. But the Death Egg also needs its own power because that's why he stole the Master Emerald in the first place. So
The Death Egg is an alternator, okay? It's a massive egg-shaped alternator.
yeah, so then why not just, if he has something to power the frickin' Death Egg, then why not just use that to power the Phantom Ruby?
No, the logic is that the power source is inside the Death Egg, and the Death Egg is its location for protection purposes.
But didn't we need a Master Emerald to power the Death Egg in the first place? That was kind of why he wanted it.
No, he didn't need the Master Emerald to power the Death Egg. He needed the Master Emerald to repower the Death Egg after it crashed on Angel Island. So he was just kind of stealing the Master Emerald because it was the closest power source to hand, and he was kind of marooned on an island at the time.
So he did technically need it to power up then. Okay, let's be clear.
He needed it to power up the Death Egg at that point, but he had another power source before Sonic blew it up.
Well, Sonic never really blew it up. He just kind of beat the big arm in the face, and then it just crashed for no good reason.
No, I mean...
We're talking between after Sonic 2 and into 3.
Yeah, that is another thing. He did manage to power it up one time before he got the Master Emerald, too. But, like, he just needed to repair the goddamn thing.
It was this stage where I realized they got rid of the drift in this game.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
replace
And
it. I think that they might have been trying to replace it with the little grapple swing that the Avatar has, but
Well, for modern Sonic, though, it's just completely gone. So now instead, during sections like this, it just locks you into a line.
yeah. But then there's
It's
also
really
parts.
easy to boost off the road there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
because there's some parts where it won't, and it's not really clear where it will and where it won't, and it's awkward feeling.
This level had an okay platforming gimmick in the form of these things, but you can just skip most of the ones falling down if you just jump slightly to the right.
Again, like, some of these platforming gimmicks are used a little bit more interestingly if you play the extra levels, but I was so far done from caring at that point, you know?
Oops.
Oh,
You made the jump and then you failed the second time.
No, I see what he did. It was his muscle memory to jump as soon as he gets on one of those platforms. So
Yeah, I got a bit panicky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I get why that happens.
It doesn't excuse it, but I understand it.
Yeah, like there, for example,
Ooh, that was close.
when Ryan was boosting there, the game took him along that path, but for some other turns, the game will just let you boost off the side. It's not
There are automatic on-rail segments in levels. The first one is as early as the very first Green Hill, where you where the game just won't let you boost through the section. It's odd that it does that, because in all three of the other boost-style 3D games, they let you boost through those segments to get through them a little faster.
Yeah, but within this stage, though, there are sections where you're railroaded in, and then there's other sections where you're not, but they look the exact fucking same.
So you
Yeah.
can't tell what's
You know.
going to happen.
Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, it's just ultimately a problem.
I like these super fabulous soap shoes you just got, by the way.
this game's just a mess.
No, we got another disappointing part of the game coming up right here.
No, we'll be doing that next. No, we'll be doing the most amazing level of all time in next part.
Oh, you're
that's
talking
what I
about
mean,
null
yeah.
space?
Yep, the most amazing level of all time.
I like how, like, Eggman's talking big, like, we're trapping you in a dimension where nothing exists. And
I'm
then
sending you to another. I'm going to send you to another dimension.
it's like, okay, the level designers realized after they were given this concept of building a level out of null space where nothing exists, that they couldn't make a level where nothing exists. So the null space segment lasts 2 seconds, and then it's another Metropolis zone.
Your father, Kakarot, was a terrible fighter, but he was a brilliant scientist.
You know
Dr.
what's funny?
Eggman.
When Eggman said "har har," I was like, "Oh fuck, are we gonna get a Captain Whiskers cameo?" From
Well, that also would have been an interesting thing if, like, Infinite brought back one-time villains.
Well, he did with Zavok and Chaos, though.
Well, true, yeah.
One thing I will say about the cutscenes in this game is that even though they don't have the kind of animation that Sonic Boom had,
Stairs, the abyss. Don't come in. Your rate will be right in your element.
even though the cutscenes don't have the same kind of animation quality Sonic Boom did, the faces are generally more expressive than they were in the previous Boost games.
True.
Especially Eggman and Sonic, for some reason. Like, they both make some really They use their eyes and their mouths to emote a lot. Like that, right there. You wouldn't see an
Yeah.
expression like that in Generations or Unleashed.
It's just too bad that the writing accompanying that it's just, oh, I just had an extra. Okay, they don't do anything with that extra power source. You never blow it up. It's just like, oh, we're gonna talk out our ass.
The fact that he has an extra is supposed to be Eggman thought ahead and you were expecting him not to. So it's like the one time his 300 IQ looks like it might possibly be
For
there.
a split second, was 301.
Yeah, but it feels like such an ass pull though. Like your level, the past like 6 levels mean nothing. They didn't matter. Ugh.
It would be less insulting if they hadn't doubled up on it and made it so that the Death Egg had power on the inside anyway. But I get the feeling that was written in because they realized at that point in the story that they needed Classic Sonic to run through the Death Egg and hadn't thought of an excuse for him to do so. So they just had him do that.
I don't know, like a
then...
depowered Death Egg could be cool. Like
a depowered Death Egg would be good, but they didn't want to do that for Classic Sonic. They wanted Classic Sonic's Death Egg to be Sonic and Knuckles' Death Egg. You see?
Yeah, because fuck original concepts. That's stupid and dumb and lame. Ugh.
A depowered Death Egg probably should have been like modern Sonic's run through the level, but they went and blew their load on that way early in the game.
Davy Jones!
Oh my god. Fuck that fight.